Hello, everybody. I'm looking at who is in here. Alana, Brian, Christian, Doug, uh, Roy Gang, and more. But I cannot read because they're moving fast. So we're good. Let's follow Brian. Brian did this. He said hello. So let's do the chat. And Gang uses AI and lots of fun. So here you are. I'm saying hello from Houston, Texas. And hello from Bourbon. No, Boulder. Okay, cool. I'm sharing the screen not to waste your time. I'll share it right away with the sound so that I don't have to reshare that again. There you are. So if I hear something, you will also hear something. And that is where we are. We're going to AI webinar here. And I'm giving you that link. That's the link to that outline. That's what we're going to do today. And you can also type it. Hi to Rayleigh. And we have three things today. Now, one of those things is a presentation by somebody else. So that to make it more lively, sprightly, I have invited Jatin. I'll tell you why. Let's see if Jatin is here. I'm giving Jatin the link so that he will be sure to join. Okay. So three things that I want to share with you today is first, LLM Studio. Let me give you a little background. So I have a tool for lawyers, open source tool for lawyers that we're scaling now, scaling it to the cloud and scaling in all other possible ways and just making it a more generic tool that will analyze people's data. Okay, so I asked Jatin, could you go through the list of emails and could you ask AI what are people asking for? Where is that? That is right here. So I have labeled every such email with Fried right here. And I have about 1,000 of these emails. So I could output it. I could download all of these as a mbox. Mbox is a concatenation of emails text-based. And could you please, so Jatin is here, that's wonderful. In a second, I'll give you Jatin the mic and you will be co-presenter. But I wanted these emails to tell us what to do next. I thought it was a very cool idea. And I will, in fact, I thought since I'm building a tool that's called Freed that analyzes emails for legal review, why not analyze them for features review? That's what Jatin has done. And I thought to use the tool itself. How cool. Use the tool to improve the tool. But meanwhile, Jatin invented something else. And that is what I want him to show because it was just lovely. For that, I will first of all go back here. Go back here. We're right here. And secondly, going to the list of participants. So 1 second. There it is. Okay. There you are. So Jatin, I'm making you a co-presenter or panelist. Okay. And I'm stopping the screen share. You should be able to do the screen share. Do you have the mic?
Yes, Mark.
Okay, wonderful, perfect. So, your presentation, I explained what you're doing, why you're doing this, but you get the honor to show what you're doing.
Okay. So I should be showing with the LM Studio, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Now, Jatin has a very powerful Mac. That's why it works for him.
Is my screen visible, Mark?
Perfect.
All right. So LM Studio is a like an application to run local LLMs locally on your computer. So you can download it from lmstudio.ai and run on your computer if you have a high compute power. So this is what LM Studio looks like after installation. Once you install it, you can select or load models, or you can download multiple models by going on search mode. But here I have downloaded three basic models for my Mac, which I usually use. So there is a Gemma 327 billion parameters, OpenAI is 20 billion parameters, or Qwen 3 30 billion parameters. So for this task, I used OpenAI's GPT-OS is 20 billion parameter, as it was a lightweight model. And as you can see on the right hand corner, right side corner, that it is using 11 GB of RAM and 0% of CPU. Since you want to connect your RAG application, as Mark explained about my code, that he was into some uh, freed AI building, and he wanted to extract client requirements from those emails which he regularly got. He had around 464 of 500 emails. So we just made a RAG pipeline for that, and I have just connected with LM Studio. So as you can see the code for the RAG pipeline, if you want, I can share it. It's on my public GitHub repository. And once I run this, before running this on LM Studio, we have to make some changes. Like on the developer side, you will be asked to start the server, and we can start the server by clicking just start. It's a graphical user interface, so no need to write any code. It just drag and drop kind of things. So with that, you can use these kinds of API calls. Like you can call these API endpoints, and if you are not using this, you might be using ChatGPT's OpenAI, and you can have a paid version of that, and you can call these endpoints. So since it I wanted to make it locally, and don't didn't want to share my data to them, so I made it all local. So the server has been started, and the LLM is ready to use. As you can see over here, OpenAI's GPT-OS is 20 billion parameters. And once everything is ready, we can directly go to what Visual Studio and run this. So the environments are loaded. It will be responded on the following URL. And once the emails extraction part is completed, I am splitting those emails into chunks and storing it into FSACI using Hugging Face LangChain embeddings. And those embeddings will be stored in FAISS.
Do you have to reload it every time, like what you're doing now?
So currently, it's everything is like on Jupyter Notebook, so we have to reload it every time. But once we make the weights of the model and make it like a Python code, we will be able to directly call it every time using the vector embeddings.
Cool, cool. Oh, we have a question, but later on I will answer that.
Mhm. Since this FAISS index is loaded successfully, then I'm importing OpenAI's library to call this URL. So you can use same for paid models like without the LM Studio as well. And this is connected to LM Studio, and I have like defined the parameters for my model to respond. Like you have to answer only from the data which I gave, not from other, not making it hallucinated data or anything else. So no made up data, and that's how I prompt engineered it with these parameters. And after this, you can directly query the GPT. I call it email GPT or Mbox GPT. So once we run this, eh, for like I have passed a query that from all the clients, get me summary of clients' requirements for feed, and it will respond with that. And if you want to see the LM Studios output, as you can see, the LM Studio, this is coming from LM Studio, and the same answer is logged into this developers log. So this was the question, and here is
That's
the
awesome. Yeah, and it's
response.
giving us the practical advice, what we should do with the product next. I'm not telling you because that's not interesting to you, but it's an open source, so the next set of requirements will actually be published on as the new issue. Awesome,
Mhm.
Jatin. Thank you very much. There are some questions to you and some to me. The questions to you from Dula, tell us about your computer. How much memory and space, and honestly, how much did the computer cost, and what kind of processor it runs?
So I'm currently using my Mac with M4 Max processing power, and it has 48 gigs of RAM, and space is like generally it's Apple's Mac with a M4 Mac.
Okay, thank you, thank you. And now Steve was asking how difficult to connect to Gmail. That is on my side. I gave a label to every email that was of interest, and that's what I showed you. I'm sharing back. Thank you, Jatin. So I'm sharing back, and here is this mailbox. So it's here. The rest was very easy. I can't tell you exactly which steps I did because AI did the steps for me. I mean, I told me what to do. Okay. Now, other questions that I saw there, they were when do we post the video? We try to be on time and we usually post them a few days after. Sometimes there are hiccups, but basically, yes, we are publishing. And that's awesome. Thank you very much. I also thought that was very awesome. That's why I asked Jatin to come and show that to me. Okay, and Jatin, please show your code, which is open source. Okay, here we are. Thank you. That was part number one. Part number two is shown up right here. Where do we have it? Here, advanced. Okay, couple new courses. Amazing. One is multi-agent system with CrewAI. That's in our repo, and I'll show you a few slides about that. And the next one will be about Jupyter AI. We kind of looked at it, but I have a better demo today, so I'll show you that. Okay, I'll go here to show you what Crew AI did. Okay, That's a little summary with added a little thing. So these are the slides about it. And the first question that I personally had was this. Okay, so it's one more agentic system. Didn't we have agentic systems? Yes, we did. So coming back to what are we doing? If we go into that, what I shared with you, moving this invisible window to the side. If you go back here, then what we do here is just look at every new technology that comes out, every new course, and try to run it. Honestly, it's become so much that I don't always take every course. Shame on me. But at least I get an idea, and that's what I'm giving you right now. Sometimes I do take the courses. So that's what we're about. How many courses? Look here. So click on this AI education, and you will see. Let's go scroll down. By now, it is over 100, 116. Now that number is the number in our repository because I tried to download every course to the repository on our side and make sure that it works more or less. And that's the story right now we're in right here. Okay, but back to the slides. What I wanted to show you is this. Where is it? No, not that. Boy, I'm sorry. Here. That's what it was. Okay. So that is the education, and that's what you should learn. And if you ask too much, well, that was my question. So first of all, don't do all of them. Do the first one at the top. And secondly, so what was great about this new thing? Now, my personal opinion: the company is great, the product is great, but I wanted the dirt on that. Okay, so here you are. So what people say is that there are competitors. Maybe learn LangGraph. We have a course on that. Maybe AutoGen, that's Microsoft. I think we do have a course on that. And amazingly, with all the glitz statements, they are not that big as the other guys. So they're a small community and a few other things that might be better, but good enough. You also have to learn every time. You have to learn something, and to even understand what AI is telling you, you need to start with learning and the crew agent's task. We will see this idea. That's how we're going to work with it. But it may be too hard and over-engineered. Maybe. But it's a good open source course, even though there are some people who don't like how it's open source, but it is there and it was open source. Okay, then you start with the idea that that's nothing. It doesn't really mean anything. Just to tell you that you have a concept here and you want a product here. So how do you go from a concept to the product in not too much time, and also at the same time it should be a very scalable and well working product? Well, that's how you use them. That's a use case that they present. The very first case, well, vanity Google, right? Kind of research myself and prepare myself for the meeting with myself. But that is just we can do something else, not only that. Now there will be quite a few modules. Andrew Ng revealed that he's going commercial in the sense that he has 150 courses, get them for a price of the subscription. And all these courses are pretty deep and extensive. Here, the first thing is that will tell you what the AI agents are. AI agents will get code, will get prototypes, real world use cases. That's module one. You will be quite proficient even at the end of module one, but then you'll go into module two. That would be module two, which introduces this React loop. React is a term of art, just like RAG is, and it doesn't mean anything very deep. It just You do something, think about what you've done. Look, did the result work? If not, then go back. If it did work, continue. Okay, and that all is collected in module number 2, where you will look at deeper things like how do you connect those agents and memory, how do you remember what you did and what you said, the guardrails not to do anything wrong and not to enable world takeover by the system. Then there is module 3, that's managing the AI agents when you get them, plus using A2A, that is Google protocol, agents talking to agents. I think by now you see it's pretty extensive and complex. And then module 4, how to use it in real life, real time life being for a large part business. And here I would love to 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 quote a poem. So let's look at the comments first. Maybe I'll refrain from quoting a poem by Emily Dickinson about sprightly gentlemen. But here, all the courses are going to require payment, or some will be still free. Paul, great question. What I see is that no one course required the payment. I'm doing these courses. I immediately subscribe to every one of them and immediately go. Now, it's because I got the subscription, which is about $50 a month. After that, I don't see any more money for more information. That's my experience. If you get something else, please tell me. Okay, that is an overview of CrewAI. So, okay, that's what we said, but CrewAI, what is that company? So let's look at the company. We already saw that, well, maybe there are other companies that are more advanced, but this is also a good candidate. Well, let's look at them. What do they say? So that is right here. The link is ready for us. So let's look at the company itself. And when you saw such things, then naturally you want to see, is that real? Well, it's kind of real, but that's why I showed you uh, all the what people are saying. So the world is large and people are saying lots of things. They talk about that 500 million uh, systems already built using that system, that you can build quickly, complete platforms. That's the latest course with Juanio Maura, right? And you will be a great expert if you take that course. So it's an advertisement for the platform, but also for the course itself. And by the way, you have lots of use cases. So that looks like awesome, unbelievable. That's why I wanted to put it in perspective and compare it to others. Again, my personal opinion. All right, that's the company, and I think we spent enough time. I would say my own conclusion is that, yeah, of course, go and do it. Why not? It's try it. That's the advice from Jeff Dean, who traveled to eternity and back 2 times. So it's an advice from Jeff Dean to just download the new software and run. All right, now I'm going to show you another one, and that other one is interesting because it's a little bit different. So Jupyter, it a little bit different from regular courses. Now, in the regular courses, what you get is a Python notebook, and then you run this Python notebook. In that course, you get a Python notebook that has already AI built into it. So then the show is really how do you use it and not how do you run it. To run it, you just click, 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 run, run, run. But to use it, you do use it. So how did they arrange it? Well, I'll show you a few slides and then I will show you the demo that is already built into that. Okay, I hope the demo works because my personal rule is that demos never work, and therefore slides first. Okay, so that course, Jupyter AI, It's kind of late comer. You can say that because Jupyter is the first comer. It could be that because of Jupyter, AI is so popular because it quite kind of made it possible. But Jupyter has AI that you need to copy paste to the outside window. So now you do have it within that one window. Okay, well, similarly, couple clicks saved, I can copy and paste. We'll see what's more there. So there will be an introduction and there will be exercises on coding with Jupyter AI, which is in early preview. If you go and look at it, it will be the latest and greatest build that you need to get. So what you will get is this. You will get a window with AI on the left. You will get the coding window on the right. And at first, the seeming advantage is that you don't have to copy and paste. You talk to AI right here. When you like what you see, you click here and it becomes part of your code. Now that's similar again, just a couple of clicks, but I'll show you the demo. With that, you will be able to judge for yourself how interesting is that, how much better is that, and that's what the people say. You can't resist to research what people are saying, and what they're saying. Well, hey, look, that's a nice tool. If you already use Jupyter Notebook anyway, Jupyter Lab, then you can add the model straight into that and you can look at your code and explain it. So when you're working with Jupyter all the time, why not do this? Why not use the explainers? In other words, it's like integrating into AI, even though, yes, you could do it from the outside, but it begins to feel very natural. Okay, so you get code explanations, summaries, and generating examples. That's one. That's an example of what we can do. You can say more. There was a first chat kind of hello, and the second chat was, so I want something more. Can you do that? And when you accept what it did, you click and it works here on the right. All right. So that's an explanation. But here we have the actual demo, which I am going to try to show. So for that, we go to the course.
From DeepBlender AI, right?
Now, the demo is found, I think, here, right? Let's wait till it loads. Okay. So now you wonder, well, how is that different from downloaded notebook? Well, that's different because that tells you what to do and it actually does it. Let's do that. So it says this is now the notebook that provides step-by-step instructions by replicating what Andrew did. What he did was lecture number one, and you can do it. So follow along. Now, just do that. It says everything is installed. Okay. And step one, just do it. Okay, open Jupyter Chat by clicking on the chat bubble on the left side of the Jupyter Lab. Well, I think that is the one. So I'm opening the chat. I think I'll open the chat. That's where it is. Now, the next step is start the first chat. It's clicking right here and calling it something. So no big imagination, just call it chat one maybe. Okay, chat one. Save that. So the chat is right here and the code is right here. So the next what it says is this, write a code cell to print hello world. Okay, so I even don't type. I just copy it and I say that's where I'm asking. So I'm asking that it did it. So now what does it say to do next? Transfer the generated code to the cell below and run it. So how do I transfer like that? Where below? Well, this one. I believe that's already prepared for me. So I am here. So below will be that. Where do I want to put it? It says insert below the active cell. That's the active cell. I click on add below and wow, it transferred it right here. Well, I can run it right here. Boom, like this. Hello world. Do it again. If I click on run, for those who are not familiar, that you can shift enter or click here and you'll get hello world. All right, we did hello world. We want more. Oh, now it says generate a fun cookie fortune message. So that will be our fortune cookie today. That means open another chat. Okay, open that. Call it chat 2. Here's chat 2. Now, what do I do? Create the code that uses OpenAI gives specific model to write a fun cookie message. For example, the program should first ask the user to input their name and generate a message. And to call GPT, you need to use dot environment with the secret AI. But of course, I think they provided that because otherwise it wouldn't run right away. Okay, so let's copy that. I think that's the whole prompt. So I'm copying that and giving that prompt. Now, please do it. So it did it. It said that's what you need to do. And now, again, since I like the code, I inserted right there. Insert below. Right here, it inserted it right there. Well, now let's run. I will not do Shift Enter. I will click here and let's see if it generates. So it brings up a little dialog. I have to use my name, Mark, and it did generate. It's amazing, right? Your fortune, Mark, your future is bright, and your smile, don't forget where you left your keys. Haha, that's very funny. So yes, it works. Okay. So where is that? For all that fun, you need to go back to this. So that will also serve as a nice review of what we have done and a chance for you to ask questions. So first, Jatin showed us the LLM Studio. For that, you do need a pretty powerful computer that he has. I will reveal a little bit, opening the chat 1 second. Yeah, I will reveal a little bit that Jatin started working with me on Freed and we're mostly in the cloud. So he was upset that he doesn't use his very expensive new computer. Okay, that gave him a chance to do exactly that. He creatively used LLM Studio for that. Now, then we looked at CrewAI, and our conclusion was that that's a great new system. Why not? Other systems are also good, but I think it's a formidable competitor to all the other ones. Now, all the other ones are also open source, so we're talking about the open source competition. But nevertheless, that course is very extensive. All our other courses are only one module. This is one of the new courses that has 4 modules. Takes you from zero to hero a lot. That's this one. And finally, Jupyter AI. They have already included AI right into every Jupyter notebook. You will probably use, as soon as it is more polished, available for everybody to release, you will probably use not just Jupyter code, Jupyter Lab, but also Jupyter AI. That's the conclusion. Now let me pause right here. And usually what I do is I hide my camera and I also go on mute, but not before I allow you a chance to talk. Okay. So questions, suggestions. Okay, I see that there was only one interesting thing. Ray Latham said that it's some AI message. So good message for you guys. Steven says, I read recently that on a Mac it runs local modules fast. Yes, that's exactly what we have seen. But it doesn't allow concurrent requests well compared to NVIDIA cards. Well, NVIDIA is also a great thing. And I don't think that Jatin is using NVIDIA. So what we can do is, if Jatin, if you're still here, maybe you can tell us something about that.
Yeah, like Mac is a laptop and it's a lightweight, like we can carry it anywhere. And NVIDIA cards for that, the laptops are there, but for me, I'm using Mac and NVIDIA cards are much heavier and you can run more larger models than these from Mac in NVIDIA cards. It is more powerful. I also think same.
Okay, great. So in other words, what you have is great, but if you add an NVIDIA card, that will be even better, right?
Mhm.
So you don't have to replace one with the other. You need to add one to the other. Now, Brian asks, is his Mac good enough?
Yes, I'm using the same MacBook Pro 2024.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. It was a great meeting. If you have any suggestions, yes. If you have any suggestions, give them to me. If not, we'll see. Next week we'll bring all new world. Every day and every week gives us something new. For now, I'm saying thank you and goodbye. So let me save that. So I'm wishing you, don't forget, I'm wishing you a great weekend and a great year ahead.
Thank you, Mark. Bye.
Thank you.